Hey, what's up, everybody? C-Mount for Life here. Welcome back to the channel. Big news this morning. HB&2K dropped a trailer for PGA Tour 2K23 as well as some additional information. So I want to go through that here in this video. I really want to focus on the gameplay side of the trailer. The trailer is about a minute long. It has about 16 seconds of gameplay. So we'll be combing through that, pausing it, taking a look at everything. And then we'll go through all the additional information that was also released this morning. Let's get to it. Let's go ahead and break down this trailer. Like I said, I'm going to jump ahead through a lot of this stuff. I just want to focus on the gameplay side of things. Let's go ahead and get to the first
Let's switch things up.
shot.
It's time to write your name into the record books.
And here we go, right here. This is our first look at PGA Tour 2K23. And honestly, in one word, underwhelming. It basically looks like PGA 2K21, right? I mean, I guess I wasn't expecting a huge graphical jump just because I knew it was cross-gen, even though I was holding out hope that it would be a current gen only title. But even so, like, it just looks like the game we've been playing for the last 2 years, right? I mean, maybe there's more people in the gallery here. I mean, I suppose it could be denser, but outside of that, it essentially looks like the same exact game. And with this being the first PGA game that was a current gen focused game, right? Like we have a next gen version of it for PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. I was really hoping that they would kind of dig into that, maybe adding like ray tracing or anything like that. I mean, there's like no next gen lighting from what I can tell right now. Just pretty disappointing, and I'm not huge into graphics. I mean, for me, gameplay is more important, but graphically, definitely a letdown here in this first shot. Now, taking a quick look here too at the swing itself. Ooh, I went a little bit far there. Let's go back and take a look. The swing there, I'm not sure if that's a my player or if this is the celebrity we just saw or if this is an LPGA player or who it is. I'm not sure if that was a custom swing, a little bit too quick, but I wanted to stop right there so we could take a look at the, they got the gold club is back. The gold glove there. I'm not 100% sure about the outfit, if that's new or old, or if they had skirts in the last game. Again, I didn't make a female my player, but that's kind of the first glimpse there. The background, I mean, the trees, I guess, might be a little bit different. I don't know. I feel like I'm just looking for things that are better graphically. Other notes here, too, as we back it up. Ooh, a little bit too far there. Right there. Come on. There we go. Unfortunately, the divots have returned to the tee box. I can hear Respawn groaning from here. So I don't know if maybe they have multiple tee box options now, but it's clear that these tee box are still the exact same tee boxes with the divots. So yeah, let's move forward. We got the Miz here.
Golf is looking better than ever.
All right, so this is going to go through a bunch of celebrities that honestly I barely even know. This is Tisha Allen. This is Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, so wait. Yeah, it's true. We bring flavor to the game.
I think that's Schoolboy Q again.
So play like a legend.
All right, here we go. This is what's important. So we have our first glimpse here of Tiger Woods, of course, in his Sunday Tiger getup. Let's go ahead and get closer. Boom, there it is. Look at this. Awesome. It's so cool that he's in the game. Playable pros now, too. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Of course, you can play as Tiger Woods. Not a big thing for me personally, but I know a lot of people want this. I have so many people jumping into my streams that want to play as the pros. So I'm really happy that they're adding this, especially with Tiger Woods on the cover. I think it's kind of a given there. Now let's go ahead and dissect this. I'm not 100% sure on the club. I'm sure people in the comments will let me know what driver he's hitting there. But look, he's got his Sunday Tiger getup. He's got the black Nike hat. He's got the red polo that we know so well. The Nike belt, the Tiger Woods Nike pants, and I'm guessing he's got the Tiger Woods Nike shoes as well. This entire outfit is actually a part of the Tiger Woods edition, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. It's the most expensive edition of this game. Outside of that, I think this is actually a pretty good shot. The graphics look a touch better here. But again, it essentially looks like PGA 2K21. The other part of this too is this a mocap swing? I'm going to guess that it is. It did look a little bit like his swing. We didn't see a lot of it here, so hopefully there is a mocap swing here, and it is his swing. And I'm curious if they're going to have different mocap swings that we can choose for our My Player. The final thing here, I was kind of waiting for him to twirl, even though I know it's a driver. Do not get the twirl here, unfortunately.
Show off your.
All right, so here's the next scene. I'm going to stop it here, even though I'm not really focused on the celebrity side of it. However, what's important here, I just want to touch on at the bottom. You'll see it says Malbon. Content requires unlocking the gameplay. Some featured Malbon content only included in paid/premium Clubhouse Pass offerings. So it looks like this kind of confirms what all of us probably already assumed, is that they're going to have virtual currency within the game, just like they did in PGA 2K21, but they're also going to bring back the Clubhouse Pass. So, of course, they had 2 seasons of the Clubhouse Pass in the first, in the PGA 2 or 2K21. I actually like the Clubhouse Pass. I'm happy that it's coming back, and so looks like there's going to be kind of a mixture of what's in the launch game and then some additional things that are probably going to come down the road here from Malbon.
Drip. Play the game your way.
All right, so there's one I want to stop here. So apparently, I don't know who this is. Actually, I had to look it up. This is Peter Rosenberg. I guess he's like a DJ or something. I don't know. Somebody in the comments will probably tell me I'm an idiot for not knowing who this is. Either way, it looks like he's a playable character in this. So I'm also curious, are all of these celebrities, are these all going to be playable characters at some point? So that'll be interesting there. But why this kind of caught my eye is there is a caddy here. Of course, in PGA 2K21, we didn't have caddies. Apparently, in 23, we do have caddies. So my question is, are these caddies going to just always be with you? Is this just in career mode? Are the caddies going to be there in other modes as well? Right? Also, I mean, can you customize your caddy? It looks here like it's his brother or something. I don't know. They look pretty similar. So am I going to be able to control what my caddy looks like? Am I going to be able to control what my caddy's wearing, the colors, all that stuff, the outfit? Also, too, there's a golf bag now. So obviously, if you have a caddy in the game, you're going to have a golf bag alongside it. So that's pretty cool. I'm curious, are we going to be able to customize the golf bags? Are there going to be different golf bags you can purchase? Can you customize the colors, etc.? And then finally, you can see the clubs as well. So this is really cool. You actually, it looks like the My Player clubs that are in the bag. I think it's got the HB Woods there, but it looks like you can kind of make out the Odyssey putter. There's a Callaway wedge. I think there's a Callaway iron in there somewhere, but that's really cool, right? Like if you're going to have a caddy, if you're going to have, customizable bags, possibly, it's really cool that it's going to have in real time whatever clubs are in your bag.
Finish in style.
Of course, we got an 8 shot. Boom. And this is probably my favorite shot.
Welcome to the leaderboard.
That's so good right there. Tiger Woods sitting on a throne of clubs just like Game of Thrones. That's a pretty badass photo right there, I gotta tell you. So kudos to whoever thought this one up. Now, more gameplay. Boom. All right, so here we go. We got Tiger Woods, kind of a front shot here. Looks like his full swing. Again, I'm going to guess that it's mo-capped. I'll be very curious to know if all of the players have mo-caps. Are they available for the My Players? This is going to be some cool stuff to kind of learn, I guess, as we get closer to launch. And this is just a front look at the Tiger gear. Again, this gear is available through the Tiger Woods edition, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. I think you can also get it later on too, but again, I'm not 100% sure on that. All right, so let's go. This is going to go pretty quick, so I'm going to try to pause this. Oh, and again, too, I don't know what driver this is. It looks like maybe a TaylorMade or something. I'm not 100% sure the clubs that Tiger Woods plays, so I'm sure somebody in the comments can let me know what driver he's holding. I think it's the same one from the other shot. All right, boom. So here we go. This is Harold Varner III. I'm assuming playable character. He's got the Jordan branding, Jordan hat. So that's cool. I'm going to guess the Jordan brand is available for My Players, unless they do something like with Tony Finau and PGA 2K21, where Tony Finau had Nike, but we couldn't use it on the My Player side. So hopefully that'll be a thing. We've already seen a trailer with somebody wearing Jordans while putting. So hopefully all of this stuff gets funneled into the My Player side so we can kind of dress people up in that branded gear if we want to. The other part of this too is it looks like he's at the Waste Management Open for TPC Scottsdale, looks to make a return, which is awesome for me, being that I live here in Arizona and I'm a stone's throw from this event. So I always like to go to it. So always cool to have it. My curiosity here kind of goes towards, is it an updated version of what we've already played? Are they going to make 16 even rowdier? I hope so. Next, boom. This is another big one here. So they have added LPGA players to the game. This is Lexi Thompson. I'm going to assume she's playable. I think she is listed there, so you'll be able to play as her. I'm guessing it's got her swing and all that. So once again, are those swings going to be available for our My players? I guess we'll find out. Looks like she's playing at the Arnold Palmer Invitational at Bay Hill. So the Bay Hill course makes an appearance again. This, of course, was not on the original launch version of PGA 2K21. It was added later as free DLC. So good to know that it's back and going to be on the launch part of it. The other quick thing I'll mention here is they have the PGA Tour sign, and of course she's an LPGA player. So I guess my question here is, how are they going to integrate the LPGA players into this? I know there's going to be a few different LPGA players, which I think is fantastic, but are they going to be in the career mode? Like, are they going to be on the leaderboard when I'm playing the PGA career? Is there going to be a separate LPGA career mode? I guess there's just some questions there I have about the LPGA players. I'm happy that they're there. I'm glad they're a part of it, but I'm just kind of wondering how they're going to be integrated if they are in the career mode. Obviously, they'll probably just be available at worst case in multiplayer and everywhere else. But I'm just interested how that career mode will work with the LPGA players. She's also wearing Puma and Capital. I don't know. I think Puma was in PGA 2K21, so I don't know if that's new or not. But I'm always wondering too, like, are these other ones going to be available for my player? Sometimes it's only for that person. Not that I'm dying to have a Capital visor or anything like that, but it's always something to think about here. There we go. Another good shot. All right, our next shot here is, of course, of Jon Rahm. So it looks like he'll be a playable character. Again, my question here is he has a pretty unique swing, right? So will Jon Rahm's swing be in this game? And if it is, will it be something I can use with my created player, my player? Looks like he's got a Callaway hat. I'm not sure what the polo is, or the belt, or the pants, or even the putter. So I'm sure somebody in the comments will kind of let me know if that stuff's new or not. The Valero Texas Open, of course, you can see all that stuff in the background. That's where he's playing. So it looks like TPC San Antonio will be making a return. As I said about TPC Scottsdale, I'm curious if there will be any additions to that course. And the final thing here that kind of caught my eye is it looks like he's doing like a finger kind of celebration there after making a putt. Some sort of like, shoot the gun, blow the gun off, the smoke off the gun. So I'm curious, and I don't remember this in the previous game, in this game now, PGA 2K21 that we're playing. Are we going to have, a lot of customizable celebrations for when we make putts? Will those kind of turn into Clubhouse Pass type stuff? So I'm wondering, maybe people in the comments can let me know if this is even in the current game. I don't recall seeing this. Maybe I just am misremembering. But Jon Rahm looks like he's playable, and the Valero Open is coming back. Next. All right. I don't know what course this is, although it looks great. But what's curious about this animation, and I'll play it again after I say what I'm going to say, it almost kind of looks like a whole flyover, doesn't it? I know it's really quick, so watch. Boom, right? Like, it's super quick. But it kind of looks like it's moving like some of the old whole flyovers. Again, I could just be seeing what I want to see there. I'm sure it's just a custom thing they made for this trailer. But that would be really, really cool if those whole flyovers came back, right? Because the created course side of this is such a huge part of this game. And not only does it showcase the amazing talent that we have with the course designer community, but it also is nice if you've never played the course before, if you can actually see, an overview of the hole before you tee off. So hopefully those will make a return. Next, boom, the iconic TPC Scottsdale, the players, or TPC Sawgrass, I'm sorry, with the players. So it looks like, I think this is the 16th green overlooking the 17th hole, of course, the iconic 17th island hole. The tee box is over here to the left. The green is to the right. I actually think in the entire trailer, this is probably the best looking shot from the trailer. I think it looks gorgeous. Next, boom. All right, we're going to stop here. So this is one of the big additions to the game this year. This, of course, is Topgolf. And it actually, more specifically, and I don't want to move the mouse, I guess, because it'll cover it up. But if you look closely, the bottom part of this, it's Topgolf Las Vegas. So I have some interesting, I guess, like ideas and comments to kind of go over here. So Topgolf Las Vegas, does that mean there's going to be other locations? Or does that just simply mean this is the one that they built? Obviously, look at the backdrop. You've got Las Vegas. I'm guessing that's the strip back there. Kind of looks like it a little bit. Um, so I'm wondering too, when you go to the Topgolf venue, can you choose the time of day? Because I think if I was in Las Vegas, I probably would rather have it be at night. And if you do play at night, how does it look with the lights and the lights on the strip and all of that stuff? That might be cool to check out once the game comes out and see if that's even an option. The other part of this too is like, is this going to replace the driving range that's currently in the game? Like, if is this where I go to warm up? Is this where I'll go to do my calibrations? Is this where I'll go to do some of the things I do now with like chipping, or maybe making sure, seeing how my clubs hit and like testing out the shot shaper and all that stuff that I do on the current range? Is that going to be done here, or is there also going to be a driving range in addition to Topgolf? Also, too, I've been to Topgolf. We have a few of them here in the Arizona area. They're a lot of fun. They're like high-end nightclubby bowling alley-ish driving range. Like, you buy a bay, you have friends there, and they have a bunch of different games that you can play. The clubs are all there for you. You can bring your own clubs if you want, although you look kind of silly if you do that. But that's what kind of brings me to my next question, right? The mini games. Like, what mini games are going to be involved here? Because they're a lot of fun when you go. I think it might be fun too if these are able to be played with people online, if they're able to be played with maybe a community type thing. But like, what mini games are we going to get? There's like a Topgolf signature scoring mode where you just hit at different targets and you get scored depending on how close you are to each of the flags. And then, like, the closer targets are less points than the farther targets. And the balls are chipped in real life, so it actually knows exactly where each ball goes. Obviously, in a game, it's going to know where it goes anyway. But that's one of the games. It's like their signature game. They also have like 24 game modes that you can play when you go to a real one of these. Another one they have is like a top shot is what they call it, where like the target flashes, and then everybody in the group has to go after that one target that flashes. And it looks like that might be a thing, because it looks like that's what we're seeing here on the screen with the orange one actually being highlighted. So I'm curious if that's the top shot game mode, where everyone has to aim at that orange one, and then of course you get more points the closer you are to the flag. They also have like closest to the pin and long drives, and there's some other stuff they do in real life, and I'm just curious how much of that will make it into the game, how much of that will be there at launch, and how much of that will maybe show up later as DLC possibly. Again, I think this could be a lot of fun. Would I buy the game for this? I don't think so, but I think it would be a cool addition to what we already have. Maybe additional multiplayer modes, some mini games. Can we play them with a private lobby code? Like, I would love that as a streamer, to be able to have a private lobby code on my channel. People could just jump into my lobby and play games with me, and we can kind of rotate through. I would absolutely love that. All right, next. Boom, more Tiger. Front shot of Tiger. I think his face. Let's just talk quickly here about the model. I don't hate the model. I actually think it looks okay. The face actually looks fine. For me, it's just really the lighting. I'm probably going to keep harping on this. I was really hoping for maybe some next gen lighting, some ray tracing, etc. But like, this definitely screams last gen. That's a bit of a bummer. So again, I don't think it looks terrible, but I was maybe kind of hoping for a little more of a current gen look. Then we got the fist pump, of course, the iconic Tiger Woods fist pump. Shot of Tiger here, and then we have a low angle there. Let me back it up. We have this low angle of a putt rolling in, and I just want to stop here with a couple of things, right? So number one, again, this is TPC Sawgrass, and what's interesting about this is there's a lot of people in the gallery here, right? Like, if you go back and take a look at that other one, and maybe we'll go back and take a look here now, if I can find it. I think it's right here. Yeah, look at that. Like, look at how sparse this is compared to this right here. I mean, that's a lot of people there. And I can't recall exactly how this looks in the current PGA 2K21 game, but that feels like a lot of people. So who knows? And again, I think the shot looks pretty cool. But the notable thing that I wanted to bring up here was like the branded balls, right? So this looks like something that's brand new to the game. There are balls that you can now brand with different branded stuff. Obviously, we have Bridgestone here. I'm going to just assume there's Nike. There's wonder if there's Titleist. There's different balls. So this was something people wanted, including myself, in the last game. Even if it was just cosmetic, it would be really cool to be able to have our own like different real golf balls in the game. So the fact that they've added that, I think, is fantastic. Now there is something interesting with this though, and I'll maybe cover this a little bit later, but in the additional information that I'll cover is they mention consumable sleeves of golf balls. And I don't really know what that actually means. And what's interesting, and again, I'll cover this here in just a moment, but they have like different rarities of the sleeves of consumable golf balls. They have like uncommon, common, rare, etc. So I don't really know what that means. And I'm not sure if I like or dislike that without really knowing, because it sounds to me like something that you initiate pre-round and then it maybe gives you some sort of bonus. So, I mean, that's a little bit bothersome, especially as somebody who's much more of a sim player than an arcade player. So I'm just really curious as to what that all means, how that plays into things, and just if that's something that we can maybe disable or enable if we want. But either way, balls are in the game, a bunch of different brands, and apparently they have consumable golf balls, so extremely interesting there. Final part of this is a putt going in by Tiger Woods on the 17th at Sawgrass. I feel like this is a missed opportunity, right? They had to like maybe think about this, doing the better than most putt recreation. That would have been fantastic. I don't know if maybe getting the audio is the problem there, but that would have been pretty rad there. All right, final scene here. Boom. There it is, the money shot. So there are the three different versions of the game, and we officially have a release date, October 14th for the standard edition, and then for the deluxe and Tiger Woods edition, we have October 11th, which is fantastic. I'm so happy they were able to get it out this year. I'm very much looking forward to playing a new golf game. Now let me go through the different editions here and just kind of bear with me because there's a ton of information that I have to kind of roll through here. I'm going to start here first with the first of the three SKUs that you see here on the on this slide, which is the one on the far left. This is the standard version. So we've got standard version, deluxe version, and the Tiger Woods version. The standard version is coming out October 14th, which is a Friday. And it's actually a last gen and current gen kind of like double buy or whatever they call it, smart buy. So if you buy the PS4 version, you also own the PS5 version. And the same goes for the Xbox One version. So there's dual entitlement, I think is what they call that. So that's nice, and I think that applies to all three of these versions. The availability of all of these is actually PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. So it looks like, at least for now, there is no Switch version. So I don't know if maybe there's going to be a Switch version later, but there was a Switch version of PGA 2K21. But right here on this slide and in some of the notes I've seen, there is no version of the Switch, at least at launch. So that's a bit of a bummer for the Switch owners. So just as a heads up there. All right, so again, standard edition, base game. There is cross entitlement, as I said. The PC also receives Golden Club Pack. Okay, so this is the standard version. The Golden Club Pack includes a golden putter, a golden driver, and 4 consumable uncommon golf ball sleeves. So I mentioned that a little bit earlier. I have no idea what that means. Any pre-orders as well of the standard version include this. This is actually pretty cool. The Michael Jordan bonus pack. So that includes, of course, playable sports icon Michael Jordan, and then 4 common golf ball sleeves. So Michael Jordan is playable in this game. I'm wondering how many other athletes, any other celebrities they're going to add, and I'm curious to see kind of how that impacts things. But Michael Jordan will be a playable character in this, and you get him if you pre-order the game. So again, that's the standard edition. So that's the one on the far left there in the blue. So let's move on to the deluxe edition. This is the one in the middle. Bigger part here, these the deluxe edition and the Tiger Woods edition are available 3 days early. So you get the game 3 days early. It also includes everything that is in the standard edition, but it also includes the deluxe edition bonus pack. and that means you get an additional 1,300 virtual currency, the hockey stick putter, the golden baseball cap, golden glove, and then 3 rare consumable golf balls. So again, that's the deluxe edition in the middle. And then finally, we have the one on the far right, the Tiger Woods edition. This is actually digital only. This includes, of course, everything in the standard, everything in the deluxe edition as well, but it includes 2 additional packs. One is the Tiger Woods edition bonus pack, and the other is the Signature Sunday pack. So I'll tell you what that is right now. So first, the Tiger Woods edition bonus pack is a Tiger Woods tailor-made wedge set, Nike Tiger Woods golf t-shirt, and 3 epic consumable golf ball sleeves. And then the Tiger Woods Signature Sunday pack includes a red polo, black pants, black hat, Tiger Woods golf shoes, and Tiger Woods belt, along with the Bridgestone Golf Tour BXS golf balls. So it looks like that was the golf ball that we just talked about. And then it has the Tiger Edition golf ball as well. So here's what's interesting about this is the Bridgestone Golf Tour BXS golf ball and the Tiger Edition golf ball that it mentions, it doesn't call them consumables. So it looks to me like there's going to be just standard golf balls that you choose, that you're able to kind of, maybe they're more branded or they have logos, and then you're going to have these consumable golf balls. So I'm super curious what that actually means. But there you go. That is the 3 different SKUs here. Again, we've got the standard edition on the far left. That's October 14th. We've got the deluxe version in the middle. That's October 11th. And then the far right is the Tiger Woods edition, which is also October 11th. I'm not 100% sure on the cost of these. That actually isn't listed as of right now while I'm recording this. I'm going to take a guess and say that the standard edition is more than likely going to be $60 on last gen and $70 on current gen. And then the middle edition, I'm going to guess it's $10 more per, if you're on last gen or current gen. And then the final one on the far right, I think was listed as $100, but I'm not 100% sure though. So just be sure you check that before you purchase it. But there you go. Those are the 3 SKUs. And I will say this, I absolutely love the cover art here, right? All 3 of them are actually fantastic. So there we go. We have a Tiger Woods game coming out. It's PGA Tour 2K23, October 14th. So the second week of October, we're going to have a new golf game to play. All right, so I have some additional stuff that I want to cover, and I don't have any fancy like overlays or anything to go through. So I just want to read through some of the information here, in addition to what we know above and beyond the trailer of what it showed. So we actually have playable pros in this game, which is fantastic. It says here there's 14 male and female pros at launch. And this is the list that it includes: Tiger Woods, Justin Thomas, Lexi Thompson, which is the LPGA player, Tony Finau, Lydia Ko, Colin Morikawa, Will Zalatoris, and Brooke Henderson. And then in the trailer that we saw, they listed Harold. We saw Harold Varner III, and we saw John Rahm. So that's 10 right there. So who are the other 4 pros? Not sure. Hopefully we'll find out between now and launch. And then it looks like here too, additional pros will be added as free post-launch DLC and available to all players. That's great. Courses. It lists here 20 licensed courses at launch. There's currently 16 in PGA 2K21. And remember, not all of those were available at launch. So it looks like we'll probably get those 16. And it lists these in terms of new courses: South Course of Wilmington Country Club, the Renaissance Club, and St. George's Golf and Country Club. So that brings us up to 19. Again, that's assuming that the current courses in PGA 2K21 also make the trip to PGA Tour 2K23. So I'm curious what that additional course is going to be. And it also says here, additional courses will be added as free post-launch DLC and be available to all players. Next, the course designer is back. Unfortunately, not a ton of details have been shown. Any changes or additions, I'm not 100% sure. All it says is that the cross-platform sharing has returned, so that's good. Next, online societies return, and Divot Derby is also back, so that's great. I'm looking forward to playing some Divot Derby with everybody on my channel. So here's the unfortunate part, and this is another major bummer for me. There is absolutely no mention of crossplay. So either A, there just simply will not be any crossplay in this game, Or B, and again, I wouldn't hold my breath, maybe crossplay can be added later. But I would assume if crossplay was a thing, they would have had it here at launch because it's such a major thing. So for me, this is a bit of a bummer. So we'll see. Maybe enough people will mention it, and then maybe it'll be brought back, or maybe there are different reasons why it's not there. Maybe it's a business decision, maybe it's not. Maybe it's a technical reason. Not sure, but it does not look like crossplay is going to be in this game. They have added a 3-click swing, which is fantastic. Now, this is something that I don't care too much about personally, because I don't think I'm going to play too much on the 3-click side. But there's such a massive group of people that play 3-click and want 3-click options, especially on the PC. So I absolutely love that they have added this. Outside of that, there's no additional detail on like what that interface is going to look like, or if it's going to be able to be filtered in or out of our societies or the multiplayer or anything like that. We just know that it exists. Next on the My Player front, of course, there's going to be tons of new cosmetics. It also mentions, though, that there's going to be stats and archetypes. So I'm very interested to see kind of where that goes and what that even means as you're working through your career mode, how that will be balanced out. So, of course, in this game, they added the clubs, and all the clubs had the different stats. So it looks like, based on what we're seeing here, that maybe the My Players are also going to be having stats, and maybe you build those stats throughout your career mode, and then those kind of mix and match with your club stats to create maybe an overall stat. Again, there's not a ton of detail on that, so I don't 100% know how that's implemented. Maybe I'm going even a little bit too far with what that even means. But it does bring kind of some interesting conversations to the table, both in just general multiplayer and matchmaking, and also mainly in the online societies and the TGC Tour side of things for me personally. So I'm super curious. I don't hate that it exists. Just for me, I think everything boils down to how they are going to balance all of that. Next, the My Career mode is mentioned. It just says that there's going to be, essentially a fight for the FedEx Cup. So I don't know how much different that the career mode is going to be than PGA 2K21, because we also had really kind of the skeleton of a PGA Tour kind of career mode where you did go through Corn Ferry, and then you qualified for the PGA Tour and got your card, and then you played through a PGA season, and you, of course, the end goal was to play in the FedEx Cup. So I'm wondering, how much of that has been built on. I mean, it looks like the pros are going to be a little more a part of this game, so I hope that like the rivalry system returns with much more kind of meat to it. I hope the career mode, there's a lot more meat to that. Like there's a lot they can grow there. I'm also hopeful too with the 2K DNA, playing some of the NBA games. Maybe they're going to implement some of the like movie career style stuff where they like have a script and you kind of play through a story. Maybe that's for future PGA games, but you never know. We'll see. Obviously, they just list very bare bones stuff, so we'll kind of see where that goes. But I would love for there to be a very very meaty and fleshed out career mode. One other note here too, they do mention the commentary. Looks like Rich Beam and Luke Elvey are returning to the booth, but they're also adding English golf pro and broadcaster Kenny Koyak, if I said that correctly. There is no mention of John, though, from HB Studios, so I'll be curious to see if John makes a return. I hope he does. He's been in all of the games so far. This, of course, is the 5th game in the Golf Club Series, so it would be kind of a sad moment if John did not make a return. All right, so that's all the additional information. I just want to kind of go through my closing thoughts here. I think the overall positives for me are, look, we have a release date now, and that's amazing. We were kind of in the dark for most of the year. We were all counting down to August because that's where all the other games had been coming out. And then when we didn't hear anything, in late May and then in June, and then we got into July, it started feeling like maybe we were going to be looking at a Q1 release date. So it's awesome that this game is coming out in the middle of October. I'm super pumped just to move on from PGA 2K21. I've played 1,500 hours of it. There's a lot of people that have played many, many more than I, but I am just ready for a new game. So that's definitely exciting. Tiger Woods is in this game. I think that's awesome for everyone, including myself. Again, I do love the box art as well. And the fact that the pros are playable now, I think that's a huge plus. Again, personally, not a huge thing for me, but I think a lot of people love that. And I definitely will be checking out, some of the different modes. I'll probably play as Tiger first off, just to say I did. A lot of nostalgia there, so I'm excited for that. The addition of a 3-click, I think, is also very, very awesome. Again, just like the playable pros, not a huge thing for me personally, but there's just so many people out there that have been crying and begging and pleading for a 3-click option. So I'm really, really happy for those people out there. In terms of negatives, there's really just two main ones for me. Number one is the graphics. I've already talked about it. It looks exactly like PGA Tour 2K21, which for me is a bit of a bummer, right? This is now on next gen, or I guess current gen. I mean, we're 2 years into the gen, so let's just call it current gen. With the PS5 and Xbox Series X version available, it's definitely a bummer that there wasn't a bit more put into the graphics. And I don't know, maybe this trailer was cut a few months ago. Maybe the graphics do improve between now and launch, but the fact that it essentially looks like PGA 2K21 is a bit of a bummer for me. And then the second one, which probably is even a bigger bummer, is no crossplay. Again, no mention of it anywhere, so I'm just going to assume there is no crossplay with this, which is a huge bummer. We've all been wanting crossplay. I think, once Call of Duty added it a few years ago with Modern Warfare and into Warzone, and we've seen it so much in other games. It's added so much to be able to play with all of our friends across platforms. I think it's a huge miss. And again, I don't know if it's a business decision or if it's a technical decision, but I think adding crossplay to this franchise, to this game, it makes every single multiplayer mode better, right? The online societies would be absolutely incredible with crossplay. All of the matchmaking would be insanely better. David Derby would be so good with crossplay. I mean, that's a huge bummer to know that there is no crossplay in this. And then finally, just a lot of unknowns, right? Like, there's so many unknowns in this game. Even though we have so much more information than we had a week ago, there's still so much to know, right? And for me, I harp on the graphics and all that, but it really, for me, boils down to the gameplay, right? What changes have been made on the course? How is the new swing? Are the difficulties balanced in a way where Master and Legend are a bit more playable? You know what I mean? Have they addressed my issues with the short game, right? Can we hit splashes everywhere, or are splashes just going to be in the bunker? Is chipping going to still be just too easy, right? Like, those are some of the things that I want to know, right? The green grid stuff on the PC mainly, like, have they addressed the green grid problems? Are there going to be additional green grid options, right? Like, I would love some sort of heat map or topography map, something that kind of falls between having a green grid and not having one. I don't know if it exists. I'm just kind of spitballing here, but that would be awesome to find out. And you know what? Hey, something really basic. Do the hazard drops work correctly, right? Like, this is something we're going on 5 games, and the water drops, they haven't been correct since TGC1. Are they correct in this game? I would absolutely love that. The next unknown, the consumable golf balls. How and what are these? How do they work? Like, what do the rarities mean? Uncommon, common, rare? Like, what does all this mean? How do they get infused into the current situation that we know? How does it affect balance? How does it affect matchmaking? How does it affect our societies? Like, I have so many questions around these consumable golf balls. And then next, the My Player changes, right? The skills and the archetypes that you level up, right? How is that going to work? How is that going to balance? I'm almost like partially happy, because I know a lot of people in the career mode, they like want to build towards something and they want to like build their character up and all of that. And that's fine, so I'm not mad that it exists. For me, it all kind of funnels back into balance, and more balance. And then if that's the case, if there are like certain stats and archetypes and all this stuff that maybe plays into how I build my player, how my career mode goes, what equipment I'm using, how much of that can be controlled through the online societies. And that's kind of my next unknown here, right? Online societies make their return, which I love, absolutely love that. But, can we control different things here? Can we control the new My Player changes? Can we control all that? Have they made changes to the difficulty menus that allow us to set up our societies how we want? Have they added the control for vibration in the difficulty menu so we can just disable that across our society? Can you filter out the new 3-click swing? Or maybe can you have a society that's only 3-click swing? That'll be interesting to see if they have all of that. And then just what other additions they've added to that setup, to that difficulty menu. And you know what? Hey, can I erase comments that are in my society? That would be really nice, because people like to flood my message board with nonsense. It'd be really nice if I could just go in and delete those comments. And can I be in more than just 10 societies? Can I run more than just the one society per platform? Like, these are things, the quality of life stuff that I would just love to know the answer to. And then finally, the course designer, right? I'm so happy that it's back. I'm so happy for everybody out there that loves making courses for this. That really is the reason why we're still all around, because the course designer is such a huge part of all of this. So, what changes are there in the course designer? Are there quality of life updates? Have they added new themes? Have they added new, pieces that you can play with? Can you build your own pieces within the game? Like, how much customization is there to building clubhouses, to just, all the additional creativity that can be kind of brought out? What options are going to be brought to the table? So, I'm really curious, just really to find that out. Not that I'm a course designer, but I will definitely be able to eat the fruit of whatever they bring to the table there. So I'm very, very excited just to see what else is there. And I'm sure maybe there's some other unknowns that we haven't really thought of, but there we go. This actually ended up being probably a lot longer video than I anticipated. I think overall, I'm just excited that we have more information. I'm excited that we have a golf game to play October 14th and October 11th. That is just awesome news. And I'm just looking forward to getting my hands on it, because I really want to know what the gameplay is. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. What are your guys' thoughts on the trailer itself? Maybe what are some of your wish list items on some of the things that are still unknown? What are your guesses on the consumable golf balls? I don't know. Anything you want to tell me, good or bad, the ugly, whatever, let me know in the comments. I'm looking forward to reading all of that. And I'll see you guys next time in stream. Take care. Cheers.